The origins of amaHlubi. According to Soga, amaHlubi's historical name was amaMpembe, amaNgelengele, imiHuhu. amaHlubi is historically the largest nation in Southeast Africa. This claim is documented in Bryant's book, Olden Times in Zululand and Natal, and also in the Annals of Natal and many more. Ndawo's iziduko zamaHlubi further supports this. He documented a list of more than 50 clans that constitute the Great amaHlubi Nation. According to Soga, the amaHlubi are the oldest in origin and a much older nation as compared to amaZulu and amaXhosa. amaHlubi originated from Northeast Africa as part of the downward migration of the Embo nation or Amalala from northeast through central to southeastern Africa. After settling briefly along the Lubombo Mountains, a range extending from the north of present-day Zululand northwards along the Swaziland-Mozambique border, they went south and settled in what today is known as Natal as far back as the 13th century, leaving behind a section of their group which later became the amaSwati nation. There is numerous evidence which confirms that the amaHlubi are closely related to the amaSwati. The amaHlubi language is similar to that of the amaSwati, the Tekela language. Further evidence was the preference of amaSwati's maidens by the amaHlubi kings. amaHlubi is said to have occupied a territory which was marked by the Pongola River on the northeast border. To the east, it extended beyond the Ingome Blood River, extending south to where Umzinyati and the Tugela River meet. To the south, where the Bushman River and the Drakensberg Mountains, which also made up the western border. This, therefore, makes amaHlubi the earliest ruler, what the colonialists later called the Natal colony. Oral historians insist that amaHlubi land extended up to Hammersdale, meaning that it also included and extended beyond Pietermaritzburg. According to Reverend A.T. Bryant, it is estimated that amaHlubi arrived at the Umzinyati around 1650. If this estimate is correct, then Hadebe would have been the first king of the amaHlubi to rule in Natal. It must also have been around this time that the Hlubi changed their name from amaMpembe, Ngelengele, Huhu to Hlubi. Wright and Manson confirm that the amaHlubi at the time of King Bungane ruled a larger territory than the Mthethwa and Ndwandwe, who were in their own right much larger. It was quite common in the early days of African history that weaker groups would seek protection from the stronger nation, and sections during internal feuds would break away and join another. Sometimes the stronger nation would, in pursuit of wealth, attack the weaker one. Another common practice was when a princess came to marry a king, members of her clan, Mpelesi, would accompany her and never return home. In all these instances, the swallowed clan would pay respect and show loyalty to the supreme ruler. The amaHlubi were the largest and strongest in their earlier days. There are examples of clans that had a different origin but joined amaHlubi to create this powerful nation. Chabalala and Msimang of Swati origin came through marriage, and the Kaba, who are of Mthethwa origin, did the same. Matuna of Soto origin were incorporated on arrival in Hlubile. So did Khomo and amaNgelengele, Tiani. Mdagana, Mlambo, and Gumbi broke away from amaNgwane, Kweswa, and Mnguni from the Mkunus, Abengu, and Nkwali, Kwananzi from Dwandwe. Other sub-clans include amaBongwe, Donsa, Ndaba, Hlatshwayo, Khumalo, Mabaso, Mayaba, Khala, etc. On the other hand, other clans can be traced from the ancient AmaHlubi kings. For example, amaBhele are from King Mhuhu's son, called Bhele, brother to King Mhlanga, or they are descendants of the Hlubi king, called Bhele. The amaZizi are derived from King Dlamini of the AmaHlubi, who is 14th on the Hlubi genealogical table. This also comes with the salutation of the amaZizi, which is Dlamini. According to Ncwana and Ndawo, Skosana is derived from Musi, Msi, son of King Mhlanga. These are a few examples of how the AmaHlubi built their nation. These records confirm that leaders of the mighty AmaHlubi nation had special knowledge of royal medicines and medicines for rain-making. Some sources also indicate that the AmaHlubi is declared to have been a race of fearless warriors. The Iziendane were the most feared regiment during Bungane's reign under the commander-in-chief of Makata and Ndlubazi from the Shabalala clan. It is for this reason that even Godongwana, later to be called Dingiswayo, Shaka's mentor, sought shelter from Bungane when running away from the spear of his father, Jobe. It is here that he was brought up and learned the medicines of kingship, which he used on his return to reclaim his throne. Dingiswayo must have told Shaka about the relationship with the AmaHlubi. During his reign, Shaka attacked and conquered many clans, but he never attacked AmaHlubi. During the reign of Bungane and Mtimkulu, AmaHlubi had a very cordial relationship with the AmaZulu during the reign of Shaka. According to Ndawo, Prince Mahwanga, brother to King Mtimkulu, was always well received by the Zulu monarchy, for the AmaZulu and AmaHlubi have always been in very friendly terms, offering advice to each other on several matters. This is also further indicated by Shaka's response upon being told of the death of Mtimkulu during a surprise attack by the amaNgwane chief Matiwane. It is reported that Shaka promptly sent his troops to search and destroy Chief Matiwane. In 1826, he then visited the AmaHlubi to request their medicine in Telez and the support of the Ziendane regiment. For a long time during Shaka's reign, the Iziendane volunteered their service and were considered one of the most trusted regiments. This was also because at this time their king Mtimkulu had died and AmaHlubi was recovering from the destruction that followed Matiwane's attack. King Bungane II had three prominent sons, namely Phangazitha, Mtimkulu II, and Mahwanga. His heir was Mtimkulu, also known as Gwandla Zibomo. Mtimkulu, who lived in Utrecht, assumed power after Bungane's death. He ruled for a while, and his brother Phangazitha was a chief of the Hlubis near Newcastle. As stated earlier, Mtimkulu died in 1818 during the war with Matiwane of the amaNgwane tribe. Phangazitha then fled and was embroiled in several of the Mfecane wars. He also died in a battle with the Amangwane on his return from Lesotho in 1825. Some of the AmaHlubi clans found in Eastern Cape are descendants of Mpangazitha. Among them, we can count Mehlomakulu, Sidinane, Sipambo, and Zibi. Another offshoot of Mpangazitha's descendants is the Dlodlo clan, which was incorporated by Msilikas on his way to present-day Zimbabwe. Somabulane Dlodlo was the leader of the Insingo regiment, and later on his offspring became leaders of the Amakanda regiment under King Lobengula. After Mfecane, the AmaHlubi, who were scattered in the present-day Natal, returned to their land, led by Mtimpu's brother Mahwang.